Hello there, you fine ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing? Today we are going over another loadout for Star Wars Battlefront. This is the Cad Bane loadout, which uses the impact grenade, thermal detonator, and as our star card, we are going to be using the explosive shot. Now this loadout utilizes the Berserker trait, as it will give us a huge damage increase as well as 50% damage resistance once the trait reaches level 3. Now the downside of this trait is that health regeneration is very slow, which means you're going to be sitting behind cover waiting for your health to regenerate for much longer than usual. Thankfully, there are a couple of great counters to this, which are either using the Adrenaline Stim star card, as it will instantly regenerate your health, or using the Bacta Bomb, which will do the exact same thing, as well as give you a bonus damage resistance, and I think it's a 20% bonus to damage resistance, so that is very useful on the battlefield. Now, the Berserker trait is receiving a slight nerf with the release of the Bespin DLC. The 50% damage increase as well as the damage boost will now only come into effect if you are below 76 health. So this just evens it out a little bit because the Berserker trait was really strong beforehand. So this kind of tones it down a little bit, but still keeping it quite strong, which is really nice to see. Now this loadout uses 2 grenades, as it caters to the close to medium range mentality of this loadout. Not only are they useful for offense, but they are a great way to distract or disorient a group of enemies if you need to run for cover to find some extra teammates. As well as that, Cad Bane also uses grenades in Star Wars The Clone Wars, so you know, immersion, that's always great. As for our blaster, we are using the DL-18 blaster pistol. Now this isn't exactly the blaster Cad Bane uses in Star Wars The Clone Wars, but it is pretty close. I was actually pretty surprised with its performance in Battlefront, as it's not too far from the DL-44, which is kind of like its counterpart, although it has a much higher fire rate. Of course, because of this higher fire rate, it does much less damage, but it does balance it out, and in fact, in my opinion, I think it's actually better because of this higher fire rate, because it does still kick quite a punch. Now, of course, using the Berserker trait will give a damage boost to this weapon, making it even more valuable on the battlefield, and now it really kicks punch if you can get your trait up to level 3. And you may even dominate the battlefield because of that damage resistance that you have. Now, of course, this loadout does have a few downsides. Firstly, the DL-18, although really prominent in close to medium range, isn't very adequate at longer ranges. So if you're thinking of taking this loadout into larger game modes like Walker Assault or Supremacy, make sure you're playing to the loadout strengths and keeping firefights to close and medium ranges. Now, maps like the one in the gameplay cater very well to this loadout because of these close quarters hallways. That is really good for both the grenades and the DL-18 as well. And if you can make good use of the Berserker trait in these close quarters maps, you are really going to be dominating the leaderboard and the battlefield, and could even lead your team to victory. Now, of course, just remember that long range is not really that suitable for this loadout. Unfortunately, the DL-18 is just really not very good at long range. You can still pick enemies off, especially if you get the damage boost from the Berserker trait. Then it's a little more viable for long ranges, but even so, I would really stick to short and medium ranges. And of course, also look out for that slower health regeneration if you aren't using one of the counter methods. If you are, though, you don't really have to watch out for it too much unless your power-ups are refreshing. So that'll be all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this loadout. If you guys have any loadouts you'd like to see on the channel, please put it in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and as always, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.